Well, the Noxious Halberd, a very, very new weapon added to Old School, and there is quite a bit to say about this weapon. It's really good for Araxxor, so without further ado, let's get started. Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. It's a very special video, and today I'm going to be kind of showcasing this weapon, the Noxious Halberd from Araxxor. And it comes at a price of about 26 million of time of recording. Now this price will fluctuate, it'll probably get a little bit lower because at the moment I don't think there's too many good ways of using this halberd, despite from I think TOB, Theatre of Blood, and possibly just for Araxxor itself. It's such a great weapon though. It comes at a value of obviously under 30 mil at time of recording. Depending on how many usages this weapon will have, I think it will have a lot of usage in the future. So I think it's definitely a must buy at the moment. It's got some really good stats, 132 attack bonus on slash. It's also got 142 melee strength, which is really, really good. And I've tried this weapon for Araxxor because before this, I was actually using a zombie axe to get my kills. And I know that's quite embarrassing because, you know, I'm a maxed iron and all I have is a zombie axe as my best crush weapon. But here we are. You know, I did lose my bludgeon at some point a few years ago, probably almost about 2 years now. And it's safe to say, as a slash weapon, this actual halberd is insane. It does its magic on this boss. Oh, my max hit on Araxxor, we're taking into account, you know, we've got a torture amulet, we've got bandos, infernal cape, B ring. I'm not rocking here with like best in slot gear, and I was smacking 74s on the boss. This weapon is actually really good for the mirror back Araxxite, as it will always do its guaranteed max hit. So you don't have to use Venge. I think you just got to step one tile away. And if you get the timing right, you can just literally kill off the mirror back Araxxite without using Venge, which is really nice as well. Just requires a little bit more of effort and timing, but once you get it down, it should be fine. And there's also more usage for this halberd. It's great for Corporal Beast. If you fully spec the boss down, you can actually get loads of DPS on the boss. It's, I think, slightly better than the Zami Spear, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to end up being a best in slot item for Corporal Beast. So that's going to be really good grind to do. And it's also good for Duke from Desert Treasure 2. So it's also great for that. There's probably going to be so many different bosses that this Noxious Halberd is going to be useful for. I will just say one thing though, that is a bit of a downside for this weapon, and that is the inaccurate hits. Because we are using a slash weapon on Araxxor, which shouldn't really be the case. We should be using Crush as our best, you know, our best Crush weapon. But because my best Crush weapon was a zombie axe, I've obviously used this as like a replacement for the zombie axe, and it just does magic. It's absolutely insane for what it does. You can see I'm just smacking like 60s constant at the moment, maybe some 40s, but the only downside, as I was going to say, is you can get quite a lot of inaccurate hits, and obviously that can depend on your gear. So if you're more like a mid-level Iron Man, you're probably going to suffer more of the lower type hits. Obviously, depending on your slash attack bonus as well. So obviously, it shouldn't be too bad. You should still be hitting great on this boss. As you can see, I'm hitting like 57s, over 60s, 64s, things like that. And this is a new PB I just got as well. And I am so happy that I managed to get this PB. It's 58 seconds. It's my first submit 1 minute. And this is just with a Noxious Halberd, let alone a Scythe, a Soul Reaper Axe. You know, I just want to showcase that anyone can really get this PB, and you shouldn't feel like, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get used to this boss. It takes time to get used to any boss on this game, as people are just learning the ropes and trying to find what's best and what works for them. So my advice would be, like, obviously this ain't a guide, but, you know, find what works for you for this boss and try this Noxious Halberd out for yourself. If you don't have the money for a bludgeon, they're about 40 mil at the moment because of, the price increasing for some of these crush weapons is because of the Araxxor update. So what I would probably recommend is if you don't have maybe a bludgeon, you can probably settle for this weapon. This is kind of like a middleman, and this should do enough DPS for you to be satisfied to get good amount kills per hour, and just a great slash weapon in general. I feel this weapon might have a few good niches as well. It's good for TOB, I know that, but I don't actually use it for spec because obviously I've got my Eldermore for crush. So I think the only reason you may have to use it for spec is some sort of niche, maybe for TOB or something like that. I've not really dived like into this weapon, further. All I know it's really good for Araxxor, so I've just kind of kept to it and just using this for the time being. This will probably be my weapon of choice for Araxxor until I get a Soul Reaper axe, a scythe, but I probably won't be coming back to Araxxor once I got a scythe anyway, because I'll probably be green-logged by the time I'm done with this boss. But anyway, this is just to showcase this, I was going to say scythe, this actual halberd. So I hope you all enjoyed, and if there's any other videos you may want to see, let me know in the comment section below. I'll reply to everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.